Hello, Leo. Elsie here to do your reading. How are you, Leo? My fire family. I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. Leo, I'm here to do a reading for you for the week ahead. If you're brand new and you've never been here before, welcome, but that's how I read. So no matter when you get this, today, tomorrow, next year, it could resonate today, but it can't for all of you, of course, because we're not all at the same place in our lives, right, at this time. We're not all doing the same thing and learning the same things. We're not all on the same path. So, Leo, thanks so much for clicking here. If you're the person who always keeps coming back, thanks for being my ride or die. And we're going to do a 9-card read. I'll tell you what. We are in the Mercury retrograde shadow period here, the shadow phase, and I think Mercury goes retrograde on the 9th. Whew, I just can barely speak here. And I've just had a lot of technical issues as well. How's it going for you, Leo? All right, so at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how to get a private read if you're interested. I'm going to tell you how to get to the extended if you're interested in that. Let's get to it. We're doing a 9-card draw here. Tell me about Leo. What's coming up in the week ahead for Leo? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo. Leo, please. Leo, we start with the sun, or sorry, not the sun, but the star. So there is some sort of wish fulfillment coming here. Tell me about the star. Could be healing as well. We do have the Fool. Oh. It does feel like you're on the precipice of change here, and I think it's a really good change, something that you've hoped for, but it's still going to take you being in this Fool energy, right? It can be a little terrifying because you don't know where you're going. The path is open, but you don't really know what's happening. Like when you're the Fool, you're doing something new, whether it's a new job, a new relationship, or whatever it is, and it can be a little bit terrifying. It's something that you've wished for and hoped for, and I think that it is wish fulfillment, but it feels like it's still a little bit terrifying because although the sun is out and you can see exactly what you're doing, this is an educated leap of faith, it feels like this Fool energy is something that you're kind of ready for, but you're still a little bit terrified here. So I think you're going to have to use this ego energy in order to take this leap of faith. Look, the ego does play a role in everybody's life. And if you're going to get in the comments and tell me you don't have an ego, I'll tell you you're a liar. Because we all have the ego riding shotgun, right? I feel like we just know when to use it and when not to. I feel, Leo, that you are a little bit on your high horse, but I think that that's a comfortable place for you to be when you're a little bit afraid. And I think that that's probably true for most of us, whether we're Leo or not, whether we have Leo energy or not. It feels as though you're trying not to look down. I'm going to say that the 6 of Wands is pointed away from the Fool. I feel like you're just trying to be brave and get through it. There is a spotlight on you while you're taking some sort of a leap of faith here. And I feel like although this is something that you've been waiting for and hoping for, it's still a little bit terrifying because it feels like you're doing it in front of an audience. And understand, I don't think you're doing it in front of like a theater audience, but it feels like people are watching you, people in your life. And I don't think they're watching you like in your windows and all that kind of stuff, but not in a creepy way. But I feel like, you've got people around you that are cheering you on, but I feel like they're also watching to see if you fall. Right? Watching to see how you're going to take the win. Tell me more about Leo. We've got the High Priestess. Oh, I like it, actually. I feel like you haven't told anyone about this wish fulfillment or about what you've been hoping or wishing for. I feel like you've been keeping it within yourself and trying to stay balanced. Well, oh, yeah, because the High Priestess is sitting with that veil behind her. The High Priestess is very close to the veil and is quite psychic, quite empathic. I think I'm talking to a Leo who is all of that. And listen, we just came through Samhain, right? We just came through Halloween, which is the closest we are to the veil. And I feel like somebody here knew or had a knowing that this was coming, but maybe you just didn't know it's now. For some of you, it's not now, right? For some of you, it's the week ahead. For some of you, it's maybe even after that, because not everybody's going to have this at the same time. We've got the 5 of Swords here. I think what you're trying to do is take this leap of faith into the new chapter, and I think that you're trying not to hold a grudge on the old chapter, because it really does feel like the reason that you're leaving the old chapter is because it no longer serves you. We've got the Hanged Man here, and the Hanged Man is trying to get a different perspective, right? So I feel like you are allowing yourself to move to a new chapter. Although I feel like you're doing it with a little bit of ego, but I think the ego is to help propel you off the edge, because sometimes we need a little bit of ego to give us a little bit of bravery, almost, I would say. And so it feels like you're ready to take a leap. It does feel like you are leaving an old chapter where there was probably a lot of arguments, fights. I think a lot of people are against you taking this leap of faith, but I feel as though you were doing it at any cost. And I feel like you're like, look, no hard feelings, right? I don't think you want to have hard feelings. I feel like you come to this place with the Hanged Man energy where you're feeling enlightened, actually. You've gotten your perspective. You know that maybe you're a little bit in your ego, but it's necessary in order for you to take the leap. So I feel like the people who are positive in your life, who are cheering you on, this new chapter for you is going to be something that you really don't know how it's unfolding, but I think you're willing. You see the door open and you're going for it. You're going for the door here. I think your intuition is telling you that this is the wish fulfillment. Like, this is what I've hoped for, even though the Fool being here, like, you don't really know what's going on. It feels like it is a choice that you're making, because you don't get in the Hanged Man energy and get in the pause and the perspective without making a choice. This is educated, right? This is an educated choice, but it's also high on your intuition, right? It's like you have a knowing. This is the right thing to do. Tell me more about Leo. We have the Ten of Wands. There is what comes with, it does feel like you're specifically leaving an old chapter because it was heavy. So look, this old chapter could be anything. It could be job, it could be a relationship, it could be a marriage. It's something that's been weighing really heavy on your psyche, I'm going to say. So your intuition, or whatever you call that, the still small voice, you knew for a really long time that something here was weighing heavy on you, but I feel like you allowed people to talk you out of it for the longest time. And now I feel like you're taking this leap of faith and saying, look, no hard feelings, but I gotta go. It's time for me to go, because I feel like I'm supposed to take this leap into whatever's coming next. I feel hopeful about it. My intuition is telling me go. And even though you don't know what is coming with the Moon energy here, things are not as they seem. I think the only thing that you're interested in is relief. Finally releasing those 10 wands. Whatever you've been carrying around inwardly, I feel like you know that once you take this leap of faith, you're going to have relief. Once you take action on putting down those 10 wands. One more last card here for you, Leo. We've got the 8 of Swords, but it's not without you having your hesitation. That's what the pause is. So I feel like you feel like your hands are tied. I don't really know what's coming up. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what's going to be on the path, but I do know it's like you don't got to go, but you can't stay here. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, I don't have to go, but I certainly can't stay here. It doesn't feel like wherever you are, present moment doesn't feel like it's very good. It feels very heavy, heavy in the intuition. And the intuition has been trying to get you to move forward here, but you've been stuck in this energy, the 8 of Swords, not being able to know what to do because the Moon is here. It's like, I don't have a clear path, Elsie. I don't really know what's coming up, but I feel like out of the fire signs that you're the bravest, Leo. You've always been the bravest to me. So I feel like you're just doing it, saying, look, no hard feelings, friend, but I'm the fuck out of here. That's what it feels like. I'm going to put down a couple of cards and see what's going on under the surface. And then we'll clarify just a little bit. Ooh, boy. Yes, the King of Swords, right? Just facing it head on, man. So somebody here, I feel like it might be like you have an Aquarius rising, which to me makes you a little bit of a badass. If you're a Leo sun and Aquarius rising, or an Aquarius with a Leo rising, look, that's some badass bravery right there. It feels like you're about to make some sort of a decision that not everybody's going to like, but you know what? I don't think you care, because you've gone over the plan. And although this leap of faith is, I don't really know what is on the path as I travel the path, I know that I I can't stay here. I've got to go and try this new thing that I've been hoping for. The King of Swords is swinging the sword, and it's the sword of truth. It's just facts, man. I don't want to have you mad at me, but if you're mad at me, there's not anything I can do about that. That's a you problem, not a me problem. And we do have the Four of Swords. So I feel like you fought this, right? 5 swords. We've got the 3 of Swords. We got the 4 of Swords, sorry. This is healing. I feel like finally you heal the mind, or you come to this moment of precision where you know that you are the authority of your life, and I'm making decisions based on what I need for me and not necessarily based on the collective. It feels like with this 4 of Swords, this is a healed mental decision that you're making. It does feel like the challenge is going to be telling people. You can see that the 4th sword is laying on the ground sideways. To me, that's the challenge. I don't know how I'm going to tell people, so maybe I'm just going to say it. Maybe I'm just not going to say, you know what, I just want to let you know. Maybe you're just going to walk in and say, look, I leave in the morning. Nice knowing you. I'm out. No hard feelings, friends, but I got to go. I've got my perspective, and I don't want to be stuck in the 8 of Swords anymore. So there's something here that you are definitely doing for yourself. It might even be for your family, but it feels like feels like I'm out. I'm just going to say. There we go. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands isn't going to be apologetic. The Knight of Wands is brave. I'm just going to go. It's your fire energy, right? I just got to go. I got to be brave. I got to go. I got to get on the horse. And before anybody can ask you to stay, you're out. We've got the 10 of Cups. Look, where you're going is going to make you really, really happy, Leo. I feel like you're making the right decision for you. Tell me more about Leo. Let's clarify just a little bit here. Tell me about Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. No hard feelings. That's what keeps going through my head. No hard feelings, man. I just got to do what I got to do for me. All right, so tell me what you've been hoping for. Tell me what the star is all about here, because this is healing. This is balance. This is emotional and pentacle balance. This is balance between the 2 worlds of feelings and stability is what your hope is here. We do have the moon energy. So like I said, you don't know where you're going. Things are not certain. Things are not as they seem. You're being brave and taking this leap of faith. And we've got the King of Swords again. So the King of Swords is trying to cut through the darkness, right? I'm going with my intellect intact. I'm going because I'm brave, because I know myself, because I always face things head on, right? The King of Swords is, all the other ones are not, in this particular deck anyway, are facing sideways. This one is facing forward. And so it feels like the King of Swords here tells me that you're going with your intellect intact, that you're going on what you understand or what you believe to be true, what your truth is. We've got this fell out of the deck. It was actually in this way, and then it fell out and it reversed itself. So it's the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like in order to be able to get your wish fulfillment, or the thing that you've been hoping for, you've got to break a foundation, is what it feels like. You've got to break friendships. You've got to move from the place where you've lived for 100 years. It feels like you've got to break some sort of partnership. You could be telling the person you're in business with, I'm gonna, you want to buy me out? I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore. It feels like you're breaking foundations, and that's why the people around you, I don't think, are going to understand why you're going. You are going to have people who are going to cheer you on, but it's not going to be everybody. Tell me about the 6 of Wands, because the 6 of Wands is really you. It's like coming back from the fight, coming back from the war, and all these people are cheering this person on, but they're on their high horse. They're in a bit of ego energy, but this is also having the spotlight and people cheering you on. So not everybody hates what you're doing, but I think that there are going to be people who are going to try and talk you out of it. And I feel like that's why you have to be in your egoic energy in order to be able to walk away and just do the thing that you want to do for yourself. It's not like everybody's going to hate what you're doing, though, but some of them are going to see you as unstable. Justice is in the reverse. You're not doing the right thing. This is an unstable idea. I can't believe you're taking this leap of faith without thinking about it first. Meanwhile, you've gone through every freaking piece of information factually. Like, you've really gone over it. You've gone over the spreadsheets, the pie charts, the whiteboard. Like, you've done it all, but there's going to be people who see you as making an unstable decision. And I think it's for their own benefit. The Four of Pentacles tells me they would rather see you stuck. They would rather see you stable and stuck and not vulnerable, not taking a leap of faith. They would rather see you there because they like when they can predict your movements, Leo. But I think that this Knight of Wands tells me that you just, in my mind's eye, Charlie, my guide, is showing me a horse taking off like we're taking the bridle off the horse, and it's just taking off, running across the sand in front of the ocean. Like it feels like you've been waiting a long time to just go. It feels like you're at a place in your life where there really isn't anything holding you back. And I think that some of the people in your life may have been holding you back. See, they were holding you back for their own benefit. Understand, with the Six of Pentacles, it's not always about reciprocal energy. It always depends on the cards around it. And I feel like there was people in your life who were benefiting from you being shut off and shut down, not being vulnerable or holding back. I feel like the Justice card being in the reverse is telling us at this time they see you as being unstable because they saw you as stable in the Four of Pentacles. But that is a place where you were shut off and shut down. You were doing it for them. You weren't doing it for you. So the Six of Pentacles here, I feel like that the people who would much rather you not take the leap of faith and do what you want are the people who were benefiting from you giving to them. So giving them time, effort, energy, money, whatever it was that you were giving them, they were benefiting from that, but you weren't necessarily benefiting from that. You were out of balance, unfortunately, with the Justice card in the reverse. You were really out of balance. And I feel like this leap of faith that you're taking is an effort to get yourself back in balance. The Five of Swords in the reverse, I don't think you want to hold grudges. You don't want to fight anymore. I feel like this is just something that you know that you have to do, but the people around you are looking at you like you're a crazy person. Like, how are you just taking a leap of faith and not figuring it out? Meanwhile, they don't know that you're in the King of Swords energy. But we have the Seven of Cups. See, they see you as delusional. They see you as building an illusion. You don't know what's below the cliff. You haven't checked out everything. Like they're selling you short, Leo. I think that you're far more aware. I think that to you, this is not delusion or illusion. To you, this is opportunity. And so you're like, it's no hard feelings, my friends, but I've got a lot of opportunity and I want to go check out what those opportunities are. The Eight of Pentacles is here. See, the Eight of Pentacles doesn't show up if you are doing something frivolously that you don't know what's going on. And I would tell you if this was a frivolous jump and it was going to end up crash and burn. I don't think it is, because the Eight of Pentacles tells me you have all the data, you have all the analytics, that you've worked on something really hard. You've worked on the self, possibly. This is self-mastery as well. It feels like we've got the Five Pentacles above the head and the Two Pentacles. It's always good to look at the way that they have the pentacles laid out here. I think the Five Pentacles above the head was lack of the mind. Like it feels like in your head, you were on the outside looking in anyway because you were shut off and shut down with the Four of Pentacles. But the Two Pentacles tells me you kept going back and forth, back and forth. I could be happier, but the people around me are not going to be happy when I decide to move forward here. So although this is sort of an emotionally overwhelming time for you, I think that you're trying to keep yourself stable by looking at all the data. The data says that this leap of faith is going to work out for me. We've got the Page of Swords because I've observed it. I've observed it. I know it. I know the path. I know the data. I've observed it. I've taken all the notes. It feels like somebody here knows what they're doing, but everyone else sees you as somebody who's just taking a blind leap. Look, you haven't thought it over. I know you've talked about this, and it's just because you haven't shown your cards yet. Everybody thinks that whatever it is that you're after here is something that is not going to work out for you because the moon is here. And I think that's the part that makes you brave, is that you don't really know how this is going to end out at the end of the day. You don't really know what's on the path. And I think that's what puts the fire in your step, the pep in your step, is because I feel like you're the thoroughbred running on the beach. You're like not happy unless you're running towards something here. Tell me about the Eight of Swords. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, we've got the Two of Pentacles, and we've got the King of Wands. There it is. You're definitely the one who's got the wisdom. You are okay with taking a risk, and you don't care if you fall and scrape your knees, because I feel like your life has been a bit of a chore. When the King of Wands shows up, it's because you've already walked through the fire. There's nothing else There's nothing else that can scare you because you've almost been destroyed by some things that have come your way. The Two of Pentacles tells me that you thought about this a lot, that you worked a lot, you're overworking. It feels like somebody here is making the decision to invest in themselves and do something that I've been thinking about back and forth for a while. Three Pentacles, to build my own foundation. So it feels like people feel as though you have been silent and therefore it must mean that you don't have all the details. But I think that while you were silent, you were growing into the King of Wands energy, which is ultimately I have wisdom, I have mastery, I know what I'm doing, I've rolled in my passions, I'm not doing this just on the fly, right? I am doing this because I'm educated, I've got all the details. The Eight of Pentacles tells me I've gone over all the analytics, I know what the risks are, I know it looks a little wild, but I'm running for my happiness is what I'm doing. Is I'm going to be emotionally happy at the end of this, even though I'm taking a risk. I'm going to take this into the extended, and we are going to take a look at the rest of this. We're going to clarify the rest of this and find out how you're healing with this decision. It's like you're coming to terms with the decision you're making, and we're going to find out what happens in the future because of your bravery. If you're interested in coming into the extended, Three of Cups is here. Look, there's joy on the horizon. Bottom of the deck is always future for me. So if you're interested in coming to the extended, then please look at the pinned comment. If you want to purchase this outright, there's a link there. If you want to come to the membership where you get 4 per month extendeds, then please go to the membership. If you're somebody who is wanting a private read, thank you so much for all of you who have booked with me for the last 2 weeks. I did have a sale on 10% off the pre-recorded readings. That is over. It was over at midnight on the 31st. And if you are somebody who's interested in speaking to me live, I still have private reading sales going on on the live side and between 5 and 75% off if you book ahead. I'm going to go for now. See you in the extended. And if you're not there, that's cool. That's all right. I'll be there and I'll be back because I'm always back. Take care. Bye-bye.